From your most watched, most trusted weather source, here's your certified, most accurate First Alert forecast.
Still expecting the worst of the impacts, the largest waves, the strongest wind gusts, and probably the best chance of coastal flooding to come late Wednesday, mainly into Thursday. Some of the water levels probably at high tide won't be their highest until Thursday night, as hopefully the winds are starting to wind down. But that's when water levels could be being pushed around by that constant north-northeast breeze. So the sunshine a little misleading. The water's already dangerous. Of course, sound side, it's pretty calm, but just beyond the islands, you can see some large waves if you look at some of the webcams, some of the highway traffic cams, especially across the Outer Banks, where we're already seeing the waves reach the dunes. We're already seeing a little bit of overwash in Buxton, and we're just getting started. Again, not the highest water levels expected until at least Thursday morning, but maybe throughout most of Thursday at both high tides. Inland gusts up to about 30. For most of us, this is just going to be like a nor'easter during the winter months. We're just going to get some wind, maybe a little bit of rain, but the rain's not going to cause any issues. No tornadoes expected on the west side of Erin, as that's the safe side of tropical systems. If you want to be on a side of a hurricane or tropical storm, you want to be on the west side. Outer Banks stick out a little bit more than everybody else, so they'll see the worst of the gusts and the highest of the waves. Everyone will continue to fly red flags probably through at least Friday, maybe even into parts of the weekend too. They did extend the tropical storm warnings into Dare County, the Albemarle Sound, the Alligator River, but it does cut off right there at the mouth of both the Pamlico and the Neuse. Down East Carteret, they were under the watch yesterday. They're under a warning now because of all the winds coming out of the north-northeast. That'll cause water to pile up there around the Cedar Island area. Don't start to hit 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts until about this time tomorrow, especially across the Outer Banks, down in the Crystal Coast, Beaufort there at 31. Notice everyone else just kind of breezy. Even as Erin passes, the winds will be cranking across the Sounds and the Outer Banks, down East Carteret as well. But everyone else, I think some of these numbers may be a little low, but closer to, if not a little over 30 miles per hour, maybe some 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts there from Columbia southward down into portions of Hyde in southern Dare County, where winds start to weaken the fastest, still at 39 to 36 in Manio. This is Thursday night at about 9 o'clock, but the breeze will start to come down a little bit as we head to bed and probably be gone by the time we wake up on Friday. So all that water's got to go somewhere with the winds out of a constant north-northeast. 2 to 4 feet of inundation still expected across the outer banks, maybe up to 2, maybe 3 in parts of the Neuse, Pamlico, Pungo. So if you remember nor'easters, your property flooded a little bit. That's probably what's going to happen with this. But if it didn't flood, I think you're going to be okay. We don't expect many issues up the Neuse or Pamlico, though we will keep an eye out for any issues. Mainly 1 to 2 across the Crystal Coast, but Topsail Island a little more vulnerable, so that we could see water levels up to about 3 feet. If there is some good news with Erin, this west side has been looking pretty dry. Dry air has been wrapping around. The core is still strong, so we're still expecting this to be a pretty strong hurricane as it passes, but it may not be as bad on the west side as it could have been. Washington camera already wet as more scattered showers and thunderstorms work their way in. You see a little cluster there passing through New Bern. Also have a cluster leaving the Washington Chocowinity area here over the next hour. And all this kind of fizzles out to the west with occasional showers overnight, mainly across the Outer Banks and coast. A couple more tomorrow evening. And if that west side doesn't stay too dry, could see some broken line of showers moving in on Thursday as well. All of this is gone by Friday. Sunshine returns, and we actually get some pretty comfortable air on the backside of Erin. 83 to 84 to start the weekend with overnights in the mid-60s.
And those waves that we saw from the report that Stephen was doing there in Atlantic Beach, those waves are pretty huge already, and Erin is not even really close.
No, still down off the coast of Florida. So we've got a lot of wave energy still heading our direction, and just not going to be a fun time to be on the beaches. Be safe, stay out of the water, and eventually those beaches, I don't even know if you could walk out to the axis of them without running into some water.
All right, thanks, Zach.